Hey guys, welcome back to the Cocktail Club. Today you and I are going to make a sticky date espresso martini. To do this, we've given you some maple syrup, you've got some Medjool Dates and some pecans. We've also given you a Mr. Consistent espresso martini. You're going to need some vodka and some white sugar. Okay guys, first step, we've preheated our oven to 180 degrees. We're going to roast our pecan nuts. We're going to use the whole bag, the full 180 grams, so you don't have to worry about measuring them. Just get them straight into your baking dish. Get them nice and spread out, straight into the oven. Okay, while we're waiting on that, we'll just get our dates out. We're gonna use 7 of them, and we'll just pit them. Super easy. The Medjool Dates are nice and soft already. So, take them out, break them open, ditch your pits, and you're good. Okay, so 7 minutes is up. We'll get our pecans out. They don't look all that different. They're a little bit darker, but if you taste them, you'll be able to see that they are what you're looking for. So we got those out the oven. There's no need to let them cool. We can get them straight in our mason jar. If you have one of these, it's a jar funnel. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. Not necessary, but just easier to get the nuts from the tray into the jar. Okay, once we've done that, we're just going to muddle these down. Basically, we just want to crush them all up. We're going to be making a liqueur with the vodka, so we can get a little bit of vodka in there just to get it a little bit wet, make it a little bit more pasty. But if you put too much in there, it's just a little bit hard to work, so little and often. Okay, once you've worked that into a nice little paste, we'll just chuck our dates in and keep muddling. You can skip this step and put it all in a food processor if you've got one, but if you don't, this works just as well. Okay, so we've muddled that all down. You got to get in there nice and deep. Like, it takes a fair bit of effort to get it muddled like this, but and it looks kind of gnarly, but trust me, it's nice. So the next step from here, we can get that out. We'll strain this out. We'll probably have to do it into a couple of parts, but we'll strain it out. We'll push it through the strainer so that we get as much of the vodka out as we can. We're probably going to lose about 100-150 mils of vodka in the process, but it's the same as steeping anything. You just kind of accept that loss. So just strain it through like that. Push it through with a spoon. Okay, just like that. Again, it's a little bit of effort getting to that point, but you want to get that as dry as you can so you put all the vodka through that you can. Retain that. And if you follow the link in the bio, we'll be able to show you what you can do with that. And just repeat until you're all done. Okay, so that is all strained out and pushed through. Like I said, retain all the solids of it. We'll use those later. And for this, because we're making a liqueur, we need to sweeten it a little bit. So we're going to put 1 1/4 teaspoons of maple syrup in it. Okay, so 1. And 1/4. For the size of it, there's not a great deal of maple that goes into it, and that's because I didn't really want it to taste like maple syrup. Maple syrup's a really, really strong flavor, and it has a tendency to overpower things when it's in stuff, so I wanted it to have like a subtle touch of maple syrup, but not taste of maple syrup, if that makes sense. And then just to sweeten it a little bit more, we've got half a cup of sugar straight in. Stir that up until that's all dissolved. Okay, so all the sugar there has been stirred down and dissolved. Again, that was kind of labor intensive, but hopefully you think the end product's worth it. Now we're just gonna strain it back into the bottle. A little bit the same as last time. You'll get some of the fines caught up in there. You might have to push that through with a spoon again.
This might be a little bit of a slow process as well,
but it's nicer than having it
finer bits
in your drink at the end. Okay, and we're done. Took a little bit of work, but we got there. You can cut a fair bit of that out if you've got a food processor. You can just whack everything in and do it that way. But it's just as effective doing it this way. It just takes a little bit more elbow grease. We're all done, we're good to go. Next step, we make the cocktail. Okay, so all the hard work's done. We're at the making the cocktail time. This is going to be prone to separate just a little bit, or not so much separate as the sediment go to the bottom. Even though we have strained it out, it still will have a little bit of fine sediment in it. Just give it a shake every time you use it. And then standard Mr. Consistent pours, 45 mils of your spirit. $75 mils Mr. Consistent Espresso Martini. Get your ice in. Give it a shake. Fuck. Do you want to do that again? Double strain. Again, we've got out most of the sediment there, but you'll still have those really fine bits in. And it's much nicer you leave them in the strainer than in the drink. And you're away. Sticky date espresso martini. Cheers.